friends, welcome back. Today we are going to do more of these right here. We're gonna make some more things out of these canned biscuits. Because we're making so many of them, I don't need tons of this, right? So we're gonna cut them significantly down, but I will have all of the full recipes posted in the description box so that you guys can have them if you wanna make the full recipe. Monkey bread is a favorite here. And normally when I make it in those big bundt cake pans because it serves a ton. You can take it to events and stuff like that. But one thing I wanna try this time is making monkey bread muffins. And I also wanna see if these freeze well so that my kids can just reheat them for breakfast in the mornings. So we're gonna do a very small batch as a test batch. I'm using a sandwich baggie for this, but you can absolutely just use a mixing bowl. And then I have my sugar here. We're gonna take about a 1/4 cup of sugar. And this measurement doesn't have to be perfect. You're not really baking with this, so you're not looking for exact measurements here. I'm gonna add about a 1/2 teaspoon or so of cinnamon. And again, this is not one of those things that I'm gonna measure. We're just gonna kind of pour it into the bag and eyeball it. All right, let's mix this together. I have a couple of leftover biscuits from biscuit roll-ups that I made the other night. If you guys have not seen that, I will have the recipe posted in the cards above, and I will also have it below in the description box because I'm telling you, you do not want to miss biscuit roll-ups. All right, so we're gonna take these and I'm gonna take my kitchen shears and just cut them into pieces into this bag. So when I talk about biscuit roll-ups, several of you have messaged me and said that you have also made them for your family and your family loves them. And I'm telling you guys, when I say that we have made biscuit roll-ups 30 times, that's probably not an exaggeration. We make them, they freeze so well. My kids can reheat them in the mornings for breakfast. All right, so just cutting them up into pieces. They don't have to be exact or perfect. We're just using our kitchen shears to make this happen. We're just gonna shake this up and get it all coated in the cinnamon sugar. I'm gonna use cupcake liners because I have them. So that's really the main reason. And I think this is gonna make about 4 muffins. So the actual recipe for this that I found calls for 3 cans, which is a ton. All right, so we're just gonna put these in here and it's not like I'm not counting or anything like that. I'm just kind of filling them until they're full. Maybe this isn't a very good breakfast option. I'm not gonna lie. This could be a little too sugary for a breakfast. The full recipe calls for you to use 2 sticks of butter. So a full cup of butter. We're just gonna use a couple of tablespoons just because we're making such a small amount. And I'm gonna go with about, I don't know, around a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. We're gonna take this over to the stove and melt it together and let it boil for just about a minute. It's gonna create kind of like a caramel sauce. All right, we've got somewhat of a caramel, however you say it, going on here in my saucepan. And my brown sugar takes forever to get to this point because it's like an organic, really coarse brown sugar. So anyway, we're just going to take this by the spoonful and kind of drizzle over. Okay, I also did forget to mention to you that my oven is currently preheated to 350 degrees. These are gonna go in for about 15 to 17 minutes. Now I wanna watch them because I am not doing a full recipe. So we're gonna set the timer for 15 just to make sure that they don't get overdone. Don't skip these. Oh my goodness. They are so good. I'm about to let my son have one. It's nice to have it in a little cupcake form because especially if you're gonna take this to something, you just kind of like break off the pieces. It's so good. We're gonna make a sausage, egg, and cheese casserole. I am dividing this in half. We just made biscuit roll-ups the other day, so I know this one is probably gonna be for me and my husband for the next couple of days. We are starting by cooking a 1/2 pound of sausage and crumbling that over on the stove. All right, so I'm gonna take about 5 or so biscuits and we are going to cut these and just have them on the bottom of this pan. And I forgot to spray it, so we need to do that first. My oven is also preheating right now to 350 degrees to to make sure that that is ready to go. And this doesn't need to be cut in any specific way. I just usually do triangles because I can get triangles really easily with my kitchen shears. I have my biscuits on the bottom of my pan here. I've also got my sausage from the stove, and we are just going to sprinkle this over the top. You could obviously have a thicker layer of biscuits if that's what you want, or you could go with a thinner layer. It's completely up to you. When it comes to this, you can use whatever kind of cheese you like. I'm going with a cheddar, and I'm just sprinkling it over the top. Again, I mean, like a Monterey Jack, pepper jack, if you're looking for something a little more spicy, that would be delicious. I think I'm gonna have to shred more cheese for this recipe. For ours, we're gonna need about a cup of cheese, and I think I only have about 3/4 cup. And I mean, that looks like it needs more cheese. All right, if you guys have this cheese shredder, I love when this happens. You get like a thin layer of cheese that kind of just rests on the side here. We call that the first come, first serve. All right, in this bowl here, I'm gonna add 4 eggs. I'm gonna whisk these together. All right, now I'm gonna add some milk, about 1/2 cup or so, and some salt and pepper. Now, I've also seen these where you make a gravy mix to go on the top, and I feel like that would also be very, very good. My mom makes a really good homemade gravy, so maybe next time I make this, I'll have her make a gravy, because I struggle with gravy mixes now that, you know, once you've had your mom's homemade gravy, you just can't have a gravy mix anymore. Okay, so we're going to cover this with a little bit of foil, and this is gonna go in the oven, and my oven is currently preheated to 350 degrees. We're gonna cook it for about 40 minutes. Look how good this looks. Y'all know I love a good breakfast. We are going to make a blue cheese pull apart bread. Don't let blue cheese scare you, okay? If you don't like blue cheese, you can absolutely do this with another kind of cheese. We love blue cheese, but you could try this with Parmesan or Asiago or feta or mozzarella. I mean, the possibilities are endless with the cheese. 3 ingredients, so easy. I have a little dish here. This is what is this? 7 by 5. Okay, so it's a small one. We're making a half recipe, and I'm just gonna take this 1/2 stick of butter. I'm gonna stick this in my oven because it's already preheated from another recipe. I could just put it in the microwave. These are also microwave safe, but I'm gonna put it in the oven and just let this butter melt. I apologize. I thought my camera was recording, and apparently it was not. So, future editing Amber here, I took the pan out of the oven after the butter was melted, and in the same way that I have cut up biscuits with my kitchen shears in previous recipes, all that I did was cut up about 4 or 5 biscuits into this bowl, straight into the butter, and kind of mixed it around. This is 4 ounces of blue cheese. We are not gonna use the full amount because we have made a half recipe of this. So I'm gonna sprinkle about 2 ounces on the top, so about half of this.
Now what are you making?
This is a blue cheese pull apart bread. And this is gonna go into my oven. It is preheated to 375 degrees. And it's gonna go in for about 10 to 15 minutes until it's nice and golden brown on the top. How good does this blue cheese bread look? Oh my goodness. If you're new here, I would love if you would subscribe and stick around. Also, if you need more inspiration in the kitchen, I highly suggest you check out this video right here, and you're gonna get even more encouragement and inspiration from that video. I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope you're having a great week. Bye.